So for this cooling practice, we're going to start with legs up the wall, or you could also have legs, calves on the seat of a chair, or maybe like me, you have a box or a low table that you can use. So making sure we are with both hips same distance from the wall. And you may have noticed I have a blanket underneath because that may be also really nice and comfortable. So today is a very warm day, and we're adapting the practice to what is going on. So a cooling practice is so beneficial here. Hands down towards the hips is more cooling than arms up along the ears. So you can always, just by how you're positioning your arm, also make a posture more cooling or heating. Legs, feet, elevated is very cooling. So we're also looking here today at the breath. There are some cooling breathing technique that we'll explore today together. Just to take our attention to the breath is in itself cooling. The thinking is very heating. It takes tremendous energy actually to produce thoughts. And if we're directing more our attention on the thoughts, which we may need to do at a certain time, that is very heating. So what we can do is direct our attention on the breath. And just that in itself is cooling. Closing the eyes is cooling. That's why we wear sunglasses. So we're checking in our internal body temperature, and if we feel heat, many tools that we can use to create coolness. If we feel cool, of course, adapting our practice to that. So first, we're going to focus on the exhale. The inhale is heating and the exhale is cooling. Just by focusing our attention more on the exhales, that will create coolness. So our attention and how we channel our attention is a tool that we have. And we can focus more on the exhales. primarily. The next option is to lengthen the exhale. To make the in-breath just a little longer than the out-breath. So most of the time our practice is samavriti, where the in-breath and the out-breath have same duration. When we need cooling, just by creating a longer exhale, the practice, the breath is more cooling. So see if it's possible to breathe in and out through the nose, and then a longer exhale, or focus primarily on the exhale. And then if we need even more coolness, there's a technique called Shitali, and it's the curl tongue. So some of us are able to curl our tongue, the outer edge of the tongue lifting up towards the top of the mouth. It is a genetic trait, so if we are not able to do that, and it's more or less 50% of the population can do it, and more or less 50% of the population cannot do it. If we are not able to curl our tongue, what we do is we're opening the mouth in the form of a straw, as if we were using a straw to drink liquid. And it's like a little opening, a round opening with the lips. So what we're going to do is inhale through that curled tongue or round opening of the lips, and the exhale is actually through the nose. We're inhaling, so we can do curled tongue or a straw opening, like a little beak, in through the mouth and out through the nose. We're inhaling through the mouth, and we're exhaling out through the nose. So you're experiencing here a cooling in-breath by opening the mouth, and we're experiencing a cooling exhale as we lengthen that exhale a little bit more. So feeling with the in-breath through the mouth, how that is cooling, and with the exhale out through the nose as we lengthen a little bit the exhale and also focus on the exhale, that is also cooling. The inhale through the mouth could be with a curled tongue, or the lips in the shape of a little beak, as if we were drinking with a straw liquid. Nice. Thank you for joining us today for this cooling practice. Adapting the practice to your needs. If you feel you need something a little bit more dynamic, absolutely add to our practice. So here we're going to hug the knees into the chest. And ankles up in the air. Any movement you would like to through the feet. Now stillness is very cooling. That's why we see the deers during the day just quiet, still, lying underneath the shade of a tree. So stillness is very cooling, movement is naturally very healing. So there'll be some stillness through this practice. Roll onto your side. And then coming to a seated position. I will suggest a cross-legged seated position, and I'm elevating my hips, sitting on the blanket so it's a little easier. Cross-legged can be hard on the knees or the hips, so we can always also choose just extended leg in front of us. It's a nice option. Inhale, arms up. And as we exhale, arms down. Now when we're doing the posture, inhale, arms up. The breath is normally in through the nose and out through the nose, because it is already a lot to just pay attention to the body. Inhale. So here a sense of lifting along the inner spine. Exhale. If you've crossed the legs the other way. We're going to sit tall. The two fingers, this is like our peace sign, the two fingers, index, middle finger out. And then curling the other fingers in and thumbs on top of that ring finger. We're going to bring the tip of the thumbs to touch the earth. And that is Bu mudra. Bu is the earth. And the earth is very cooling. That's why some animals dig a little bit into the dirt to get to that cooling dirt underneath. Now here, as we're sitting tall, as we exhale, chin towards the heart. And as we inhale, lift the chin and gaze up. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, chin up. And receiving the physical sensation coming from the inner body. And we're continuing this way. If sitting is a lot, this could be done lying on our back. Very nice. Now here, chin parallel to the earth, and we're dropping right ear towards the right shoulder, and we're probably feeling that left side of the neck. Inhale, back to that neutral head position. And now it's the left ear towards that left shoulder. Whatever the inner body guides us towards. Inhale, neutral head position, and to that right ear. Inhale up, and to that left ear. Inhale up. Exhale, first side. Inhale up and second side. Neutral head position. This is work, right? And then twist the head to the first side. Inhale, neutral position. If you want, cross the legs the other way. Exhale to that second side. Inhale. Exhale, first side. And continuing this way, maybe a difference in range of motion, one side compared to the other side. Nice. Torso, arms up. Inhale. Feel free to change that leg position. It could even be legs out to the side. And then gently forward bending. So we have perhaps pillows or even maybe a block next to us, and we can always use these props to give us support. Just one more breath with the focus on the exhale, maybe making that exhale a little longer. In Sanskrit, cooling is known as langhana. Just working with temperatures, heat, or warmth, and with the opposite, coolness, we can change our inner experience. So coming back to a seated position with shoulders on top, and it can always be even that kneeling position this way, okay? Torso, arms up as we inhale. And then coming over to that right side. So here, we're squeezing the left side. I meant right side, and we're opening that left side. Just the left arm down. And we could even turn the left palm to face the back wall. And crossing with that left arm behind the back. And then gazing down. So tremendous opening here on that left side. Our attention into the area of the body that feels tight. And breathing into that area. Nice. Inhale, torso, arms up. And as you exhale, go back, rounding. Before we do the second side, inhale, torso up, gaze up. Exhale, rounding. Gaze to the belly. Inhale, lean forward with the upper body, chin up, gaze up. Exhale, rounding. And then torso, arms up. Inhale. So it's the left hand down on the earth and that right arm up. Breathing in. And with the exhale, here, focus on the exhale. Maybe a little longer. Exhale. Now the right arm down, and then the right thumb points down. We're bending that right arm behind the back. Gaze towards the earth. Attention on the inner body as we receive the guidance from that inner spaciousness. And slowly coming up, very nice, onto hands and knees. So we're creating here a gentle flow of cat and cow. Exhale, the gaze is to the belly. And as we inhale, the belly towards the mat. Exhale, gaze to the belly. Inhale, belly towards the mat. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So in this neutral position, turn the fingers to point out. Press down through the palms. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. Belly to the mat. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, belly to the mat. Nice. Coming to your child's pose. Choosing here a variation of child's pose that you can sense is very nurturing. Arms along the ears, extended forward, yes, is a beautiful option. And because the hands, arms are above the head, that is a heating version of the posture. So you may have noticed very often I take those hands underneath my forehead. To have a more cooling inner experience. So the space between the eyebrows is known as the third eye center. It's the prefrontal cortex. And as we have that area in contact with the earth or our hands, something cooling, right away it pacifies the thinking, that surface conditioned inner narrative. So coming to hands and knees. And if we need padding for the knees, we can use here a blanket. So the right foot to the top of the mat. And then hands on that front leg. Forward bends are cooling. Back bends are heating. And twist or neutralizer. So here it is somewhat of a back bend. And it's also whenever the legs work in opposition, so we could have a posture where the two legs work the same way. So here the two legs work the same way. It's a symmetrical posture. This is an asymmetrical posture. The two legs work in opposition. That creates heat. So this is already a heating posture, and you may notice it really takes attention. If I were to take the arms up, that would be very heating. So just by keeping the hands down, it is more cooling. And how can we create still a lot of opening here? We could press the hands into that front upper thigh, and then with the strength of the arms, take the shoulders further back. And you can sense the relationship, shoulders with that front of the left hip. You can right away feel that. Very nice. So hands along the front foot and just step forward, coming to your here, standing forward bend. Very cooling. As we sense the back of the body, if it feels a lot, a gentle bending in the knees. And we can sense how that is cooling. So here, step the right foot back. And then step the left foot back and come to your downward facing dog. Of course, the option of the puppy downward facing dog is always there for us. Chins, knees, forms on the mat. So the in-breath through the nose and the exhale is the object of our focus. Attention more on the exhale, and we can lengthen that exhale. Knees on the mat, and we're placing now the left foot forward. Torso up. And breathing here. So the sun is the heating energy in the universe for us on Earth. The sun is related to daytime. We're moving, so during daytime with moving, we're out there in the world. The moon is related to nighttime, which is the cooling and still energy for us on earth. So the moon is related to coolness. And there is a moon salutation, which we'll do very soon. Taking the hands along that front foot, and then we're stepping forward. Exhale, fold. Here, we could interlace fingers behind the back, or just have the arms behind the back. And we notice it's already more heating. Hands down towards the earth is more cooling. Hands up is more heating. So let's place the hands on either side of the feet, left foot back. And then stepping to downward facing dog. So there's a posture known as 8-limb posture. And we'll practice it in a very gentle version. It is much more cooling than the crocodile. So as we inhale into plank, and then take your knees to the mat, hands comfortably ahead, and then we're going to slowly come down. So you've done this posture many, many times. Inhale, little cobra. Weight into the hands, and then we're going to come to downward facing dog. Bring the knees to the mat, and we're stepping the right foot to the inside of our right hand. This time, torso up, but the arms more out. And go towards the back wall with the arms. Inhale here. And as we exhale, hands along the front foot. Now stepping left foot top of the mat if you want, lift of the back leg, and then lift left foot top of the mat. We're bending the knees. See if you are comfortable interlacing fingers behind the back. Head relaxed. Bend the knees. Bring the arms in front of you. Inhale, come up to stand. And arms back. Exhale, fold forward. We can bend the knees and again interlacing fingers behind the back. Head relaxed. We're breathing and listening to the body. Take your hands along the outside of the feet, and it's the right foot back. And then left foot back, come to your downward facing dog. It can be a puppy, downward facing dog. Inhale, take those hips even further back. And as we exhale, knees on the mat. Coming all the way down to the belly. Inhale, little cobra. Keep the knees on the mat and then downward facing dog. Inhale, bring those hips further back. And as we exhale, knees on the mat, it's the left foot that comes to the inside of the left hand. Inhale, open the arms back as you bring the torso up. And as we exhale, hands along that front foot. So this is our moon salutation. Take the right foot up and then top of the mat. Exhale. Goofy way of interlacing fingers here behind the back. Breathing. So the pace is very slow to not overheat. We're bending the knees, arms in front of us. Inhale. Safely as we're breathing into a back bend. And as you exhale, come forward and up, forward bending. Same goofy way of interlacing fingers behind the back. Hands to the outside of the feet, and it's the left foot at the bottom of the mat, and then the right foot at the bottom of the mat, coming to your downward facing dog. Inhale those hips a little further back as we press down through the hands. Exhale, knees down, slowly onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. Weight into the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. So we're going to walk the feet to the outside of the hands. And then we're squatting. Can sit perhaps on something. And then taking the hips to the ground. So we're going to, again, come to a seated position. Cross-legged. Or kneeling. Or legs apart. Inhale. Arms parallel to the mat. And then we're twisting so that left hand to the outside of our right leg. And we're gazing back. We can feel along the inner spine the movement of the breath. Come back center. Inhale, arms parallel to the earth, and then we're twisting in the other direction. So the two legs here are somewhat in the same position, which makes it very cooling. Nice, come back center, inhale, and then open the legs. So we can bend the knees, taking that right hand down, left arm up. So very familiar, just a little different from what we did first. Inhale, arms up and out to the side, and then over to that second side. So repeating the same posture is cooling. Some of us may have heard of hot yoga. It's a series of 28 postures that are repeated each twice. Repeating a similar posture or the exact same posture is very cooling. The nervous system knows it. Inhale, arms out. And then we're going to bend the left leg. So if you want, sitting on something to make it easier to sit. Sitting is somewhat challenging. This is our last seated posture. So we're taking the torso towards that bent left leg. Inhale, tall and over. Bend the right arm and then give with that right hand a support for your head. If you feel that is nurturing. Top arm can again be bending behind the back. Slowly come up, and then we're switching. So it's the right leg that is bent, left leg straight, turning the torso towards the right leg. Inhale, right arm up, and then gently over. The left hand can support the weight of the head. Maybe that top arm is crossing behind the back. Silence, so practicing without the stimulation of music is very cooling, very nurturing. Slowly coming up, and then we're going to move to our back. So hopefully you have a block or a blanket or thick pillows. You could have a blanket that you're rolling, okay, to place underneath the hips, lower back, and perhaps 2 pillows. Nice. So your inner knowing inside will be the primary guidance. Here it could be legs up with the block that is comfortable, okay? It could be feet flat. It could be soles of the feet together, knees apart, or straight legs. could be a moment in one posture. Of course, arms can be more up along the ears. Or out to the side. Here, neutral neck, head position. We're going to practice our Shitali or Kaki breath again. Shitali is the curled tongue. The Kaki is like a beak. It's the lips creating the shape as if we were drinking liquid with a straw. So it's a little circle with the lips. We're inhaling through the mouth, open with curled tongue or lips in a little round shape. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale through the mouth, open, curled tongue or lips in a little round shape like a beak. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale through the mouth, open. Exhale out through the nose. Full attention on the exhale. Inhale through the mouth, open. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale through mouth open. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale through mouth open. Exhale out through the nose. Shitali is the curled tongue, and Kaki is that round lip shape like a beak. These are cooling, breathing techniques, and you may notice coolness. Now just your regular breath with the focus on the exhale. And if we need more cooling, very slightly longer exhale than the inhale. Very nice. Taking the block or whatever is underneath your lower back to the side and hug the knees. Let's hug just the right leg. Inhale. Exhale. And here we're opening that right arm out to the side and we're twisting. So in these warm days, it's better to do very heating activity like running or a very active gardening early in the day or later in the evening. Some of us naturally run more warm than others. And so if that is our experience, just making sure that if we're outside during the middle of the day, which is when the sun is right directly over us and that sunlight is very heating, make sure to remain in the shade or to have a hat or also to wear light colors and sunglasses. So very important to respect the elements. Onto our back, we're going to take that right leg at the bottom of the mat and we're hugging the left leg. One breath here. So these are the teaching of yoga and Ayurveda. And we intuitively do so, right? Our diet evolves with the seasons, with the time of the day. Our activities and lifestyle evolves naturally. So we intuitively have been doing this already our whole life. So taking that left leg over to the right side and opening the left arm out. One more breath here. Nice. So here, feet wide, arms along the ears, and just a little bit of windshield wipers. Nice. We're going to take those legs to the left side and extend the arms towards the back wall and then relaxing here. Now, second side. Feel the cooling energy of the earth underneath you. And the option of closing the eyes. Perhaps if we need more coolness. Rolling onto that right side, and then we're going to set up for Shavasana. So it could be, again, legs up the wall. If you would like to, again, legs on the seat of the chair, maybe you have a certain way that you want to set up. You can always use just a little bit of elevation support underneath the knees, and checking our internal body temperature. If we feel cool and we need a little bit of coverage, using that. If we feel we're just right, here simply resting on our back and the palms opening up, receiving that sunlight in a very nice neutral position here. The longer the Shavasana, the corpse posture, as we know, corpses are very cold, the more cooling. Just like the deers during the middle of the day, in the shade, in stillness, for cooling, that is always available for us. Allowing our whole being to release into that inner spaciousness. Gratitude for each of you. Gratitude for the aliveness, that which is luminous inside and outside, and may all expression of that pulsation, that light, be safe, be healthy, be at peace, be free and joyful. Namaste.